Hi everyone, happy Saturday. So the week did not go quite the way I wanted it. I actually seriously thought about not doing a video this weekend and just taking a break, but I changed my mind today. I got in the mood to do one, so here we are. Figured we could do another part of my coloring book collection. I'll provide the hopefully revised schedule of my videos after the end of the video, and of course provide another Beemo update, hopefully this time with a few pictures and clips. I don't know if I'll be able to get much video, but I have some photos I could share. So alright, so today we are working through the alphabetized section of my coloring book collection, which is the biggest part. And actually I'll need to pause this and make sure I don't have any I need to pull out to include in this group, but we are into the C's. We'll be looking at some Joseph Cadenbang mythographic, Coco Wyo, Coloring Book Cafe, Colored Caramel, and then if we have time we'll start on the Color It books, but we'll see how far we get with this. So let me pull a few things and we'll get started. Alright, one book, kind of a addition to last week, or the week before last. I did go through the Color Me books, and I had picked up Color Me Easter since then, so wanted to show this one. There is another one coming out this month that I've already pre-ordered called Color Me Capybara. Is that how you pronounce those? Cute little fluffy looking animals. It looks adorable. And I ordered a couple Easter books and I have not colored in them yet. But you know what? Holidays, I color for 2 or 3 months. So still plenty of time. Most of these I think are good for spring and summer pictures anyway. So there's that. Alright, so this is going to be kind of backwards because of the way I had to pull the books. But we're going to start out with Colored Caramel. Now, as I'm going through these, some of these, as you've seen, I make decisions to destash some of them. You will see some of those coming up. I'm trying to think of how I want to do those. Part of them will probably be a, for sale type situation where the books, mostly you're just paying for shipping, and like the few cents left over is just extra. Basically you're just paying for shipping and like a dollar more or something. I'm thinking about doing that, working with some other colorists maybe on an idea for that, and then I'm also going to do a giveaway with some books. And I can't do it with all the books because I have such a big group to destash, and medium L, like the cost of shipping's gone up to like $4, and so and that's like the cheapest option that I know of. So it's really just gotten to the point I can't financially do that on a large scale. So anyway, so as we go through these, you might see that I make a decision to destash some of these books as we're going through, but we'll see. This is Colored Caramel, Sweet Christmas. Very cute book. Just need to remember I have these. It's almost like they're getting cut off a little bit at the top, but it's not too bad. Oh boy, where am I gonna put? Everything's such a mess right now. Alright, we have Kawaii Galaxy. I've also thought about, I'd like to do some split coloring at some point with my husband, and I've thought about using one of these books. I think it's the next one I was thinking about would be fun to do. The Kawaii Warriors one, I think, was the one I was thinking about. A lot of these, the way they're centered, you could cut them in half and do the split coloring. All right, then we have Coloring Book Cafe, Morgana Sky, because they're sold really under the same publisher. So I just combine them together. We have sometimes they will have compilation books that they will sell from different, like 100 Cute Seasons, 100 this, 100 that, and they're compilations from their different books. So this is the Morgana Sky, like this is winter, fall, spring, and summer. And I think I like the Morgana Sky books a little bit more than I like the Coloring Book Cafe books. I don't know if it's just I don't know why it's a different artist. I don't know if it's just one specific artist that does the Morgana Sky books. These are super cute. I really want to actually put this one to the side to color in. Magic Jars. Though I do like the Coloring Book Cafe books like this that have the light shading. I think those are really pretty. Oh, these are just showing some of the thumbnails of the images. A lot of jar books out there, but I really like the scenes in these. I think they're very cute. It's hard, like, if you see a bunch of different jars like that, you kind of are like, there's so many of those, but that one in particular just really jumped out at me. Country Life. This one's a little shorter than your typical size books. I've waffled on this one a lot. I like the pictures, but like I don't like all the pictures. Oh, they're the same images duplicated, which is a good thing because when I colored this one, I guess I used markers that yellow a lot. And they're so bad that it's like on multiple pages. So I guess it's a good thing it's two sets of images because at least I think it is. I don't know. Oh well. Yeah, I've kind of jacked up a couple of the pages in this. This one, I'm kind of half and half on. Plus, I think one of the main reasons I keep it is because I mucked up those pages so bad. Yeah, it is double images, so. Cute woodland creatures. Again, the ones that have the shading, I really like. I don't know what it is about my poor books with the seas in the seas, but I have so many of them and they're all awesome pictures and I never color in them. This is Songbirds. I feel like I might have a digital copy of this one and I should go look because if I do, I might get rid of the paper copy of this one. I like the bird pictures. This is one of their older ones. I don't know. I'll have to look and check. If I have the digital version, then I will probably destash that one. Morgana Sky Cute Critters. I do love me some fantasy creatures. They provide the cool thing about the thumbnails, the smaller images, is I can show you the ones that I miss. This looks like a cat owl, which I would personally love to see. So here's Cute Spring, which I believe is in the 100 Cute Seasons book. But let me double check. It doesn't say for sure. However, yeah, they are. Because this page is the cover of this one. So since I already have this in the 100 compilation, I'm going to destash that one. I knew I had at least one. This is Cute Autumn, but it's Coloring Book Cafe, so I think it's a different one. I love that pig with the pumpkin on him. Oh, nope, put that over here. Gnome Life. I don't know. I have a ton of gnome books. And this is cute. But do I love it enough that I want to keep it? You know what? We're gonna destash that one. Cats and Kittens. This was actually a Happy Meal gift, and I printed out one of these. This was right after Annie passed away. I did this in honor of Annie, and I think I used the Arteza Real Brush pens on this, and I love how it turned out. It's so pretty. Because I think I have the digital version of this too. There's that picture. This is a Happy Meal gift, and I don't like to destash Happy Meal gifts. So, and I can't 100% remember if I have the digital, still have the digital version of this, or if that was just one image. So, all right. Oh, I have these two. So I have a bunch of digital Coloring Book Cafe books as well. I'm not going to be able to show all the digital ones now. That's going to come later in my coloring book collection because I do need to get those organized and sorted. And a lot of them I may be showing you on the computer, so I don't have to print out so much. But I do have some of their stuff printed out. And so hopefully this isn't too shiny. There is the Cute and Creepy coloring book, which the problem with digital books is I always forget that I have them. And so then you get all these amazing pictures like this. And I just forget that they're there. Witch's Cottage. This is Morgana Sky. See, like, the thing with the books on the shelf is it becomes obvious when I have too many because the shelf is taking up space. However, when I do them digitally, I can store them, you know. It's a lot easier to store them, so. Plus, at one point, I was a member of Coloring Book Cafe, so you could get a lot of discounts on books. Beautiful Gardens. I used to have this and then in the book form too, but I got the digital copy, and thus I don't have to show you all these. We'll just show you these pages. Maybe. Hang on. I always print them out in these little thumbnails because on just regular copy paper. This is Spring Scenes by Coloring Book Cafe, because it's a lot easier to see what I have, and then I can print them out on the really nice really nice thick cardstock when I want to actually color them, which I need to do more of. Keep saying every year it's going to be a challenge. This is the Hummingbirds book. My mom likes hummingbirds a lot. Beauties in Fairyland. This is Morgana Sky. Love fairies. It's crazy. I tell you, when I flip through these books, it's like I just can't believe. This is North America Wildlife. This is another one of their 100-page compilations that I picked up. That was, I think this was just on sale on their site. And see, this one has birds in it. And I don't know, I don't think it's just the songbirds. I think it's a different bird book. That's why I was saying I wasn't 100% sure. So that, yeah, this includes wildlife, sea life, birds, insects. I could take or leave half these pictures. Absolutely not. Just absolutely not. This is 100 Beautiful Birds, which doesn't say what it includes. It does tell you what all the birds are, though, up here. So that's cool. And I think the 100 Animals does the same thing. So if you want to color these naturally, you know what birds they are. And I think this is one of the reasons I was going to give away the Songbirds book, is because I already have a bunch of birds, and I don't know if the songbirds are in here, but I already have plenty of birds to color. In fact, all the birds I could ever want to color are in here. So I don't need the Songbirds book. They've got them in birdhouses. They've got them in all kinds of pretty scenes. Jeez, this is getting hard to flip. I'm only showing you part of them because there's some at the top and it just would take a lot to go back and forth. They had some free, so when you were a Coloring Book Cafe member, there were some free digital download books you could download, and they were like sets of 12 pictures or 24 pictures. They were like small little excerpts from books, and so I grabbed a few of them I liked. Fairy Life was one of them. This was Animal Town. It's not like the whole book, it's just part of the images, but I'm actually okay with that. Forest Wildlife, Spring Garden. If you see any of these images, hopefully, now these, I don't know if they're actually available for purchase. Grayscale Flowers, these might only be available if you're a member. Grayscale Animals, Forest Fairies, Gemstone Mandalas. I think that was a free download or something. I don't typically get mandala books digitally. Butterflies and Flowers. As you can see, I have a ton of Coloring Book Cafe books, and this isn't even all of them. I have a lot more digital ones that I haven't printed yet. Country Homes, I don't even know why I have this one. It must have been available for free at some point because I don't even like coloring houses that much. The thing with digital downloads is it's like I can't really de-stash those, you know? There's also Cute Country. This is Morgana Sky, which is adorable. It is animals doing people things. That's after it. This is the clay world. Yeah, I wanted this one because I thought it was really unique with the different clay pots and clay characters. Forest Dreams. Another one. Like, that's the thing. There's a lot of coloring book cafe books that seem to look very similar, but then every now and then they come out with just some really unique books. And those are the ones I get really drawn to. Forest Animals. They've got me set up on any type of animal pictures. I think some of these are actually probably, there's Canadian wildlife, which is 100 animals. Sometimes when you buy through their digital, they'll offer like 100 compilation for like $2 or $3 or something as an add-on. And that's where a lot of these probably come from. So yeah, a lot of Coloring Book Cafe and Morgana Sky. I really didn't realize how much, so I started getting into those. One of my other big ones that I don't have a lot, that I don't color a lot in, is Coco Wyo. We have The Language of Flowers, which I really like that they're named. I'm not big on coloring flowers. I've realized this. But I like that these are named. Like, this would be the type of book that I would look to complete because of the way it's set up. So I'm kind of torn on this one. I like the simplicity of it. I like that they're all different names and this and that. I don't know. But really, am I gonna ever do this? You know, I feel like if I ever get to the point where I'm coloring a bunch of flowers, I will do it in like a Joanna Baster book or something like that. You know what? We're going to de-stash that one. The Midnight Dream, which I think is a totally cool looking book. First of all, it's all black backgrounds. It's this pretty wacky series of dreams that this person's having. It's just different. I don't know. Coco Wyo is also really good at coming out with some unique books. I just still love this. I just think it's cool. Spooky Cutie, which I feel like is a little controversial because as we go through this book, now Coco Wyo says, as far as I know, they don't use AI. But I wonder sometimes if at one point they did. Because this book has, and I think it's because of the way the eyes look, has a little bit of an AI feel to it. Now, am I saying it is? No. No, I'm not. But I'm just saying this is the only book I've gotten from them that I've ever had that feeling. Like it feels a little bit. Now, they may have done this and then decided they're not going to do that anymore. It's something about the multiple eyes too in this book. And it may be because, like, here, it feels like these aren't super even. But there's nothing really about it otherwise. It's the eyes, I think, honestly. And the way the characters are set up in here. I don't know what I want to do with this book. I like this book. I do. And I don't mind the ones with just two eyes, but it's not even three eyes. Like that wigs me out a little bit, but it's not too bad. It's like more than three eyes. It's okay, well, two heads, that's a little different. Like that, ooh, just I don't know. I'm not I love this little guy. I love this little guy. Sorry, let me take one more opportunity here. I think I'm gonna destash it. Oh, not because of the that, but just as I was looking at the pictures, I was like, man, do I really want to color in this? And there was really only a few pictures. And as I've said, this is Mystical World, by the way. As I've said, if there's half, it has to get to at least half the pictures in the book that I want to color where I'll seriously want to keep one. And that one wasn't doing it for me. There were a couple I really loved, but not enough to keep it. Love the scenery in this one. Again, very unique look to this one. Green Witches. Witches, man. Any book about witches. Witches and fairies and cats. Woodland animals. I don't like doing people or profile pictures much, but I do love witches. That is my exception. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I just wasn't hitting on the pictures that I love in this book. And I definitely would color more than half of these, so yeah. Cool, cool. Alright. Sometimes when I do these flip throughs, I'm not quite hitting on the ones. The Magic Garden, that like really drew me to the book. This one I don't see much. I think it has a very Alice in Wonderland feel about it. Kind of, I guess, the main character. Yeah, you know what? I'm just not. I like some of these pages. I really like this one. And that one. And that one. I don't like these wallpaper pages. I like that one a lot. I like the fairies, and I like the animals. Now, I'll stash it. Look at me getting things done today. Mystery Island, Cocoa Wow. I'm definitely keeping this one. I'll just tell y'all right now, I haven't colored in it, but I love the concept of it. I love the imagery. The fact that it's a fantasy type book. It's a shorter book. And apparently you can take them, like put all these pictures together. Like if you were to take it apart and put them all together, they would basically like tell a story. And I love that. Just got to get started in here. Took me a long time, weirdly, to break into my Coco Wyo books. Like, I kept buying them and I kept loving them, but I was having a lot of trouble just coloring. Oh, okay. Oh, you have to do some puzzling to see the big picture. So it's like one big picture of the whole island, which I think is cool. Cat Life. This is one I got that I didn't particularly... I wasn't as impressed with as I wanted to be. And it's hard. When I tell y'all, destashing cat books is the hardest thing for me. Because I love all cats. And I feel like it almost feels like I'm rejecting a part of myself when I do that. But I'm telling y'all, I think I'm going to destash this one. I don't see myself coloring in it very much. Yeah. Midnight Skies. I think this is an all black background book, which I love. Love, love, love. Kind of on the fence about it, but I've been destashing so many, I think this is enough that I want to keep it. Find Your Aesthetic, which I think is a really cool idea for a book. Again, don't like coloring people much, but since these are kind of themes, I find this a lot of fun. And there's like male and female representation in this book, which I really like. Flower Felines, another interesting concept book where the cats are made up of flowers. I find a lot of these books make me think a little bit and approach to coloring, like the Find Your Aesthetic book, and then this one. And I kind of like that. Glassy World. You're like, where are all your completed pages that are supposed to be in here? And my answer to you is, I need color a lot more in my Coco Wyo books. These are all supposed to be like glass or jars or some sort of glass type thingamajigger. You know, I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it. That was a picture I really liked. I know for sure. And that one. Okay. I do like the birds. Okay, okay. Again, sometimes it's just the flip of the book that can throw me off. I like a lot more of these than I thought I did at first glance. Yeah. Okay. 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 Yeah. We'll hold on to this one. Here is my book that I've really colored in for Coco Wyo, The 30 Days of Halloween, which I was doing so good till about halfway through the month. So I'm going to show you the ones I have colored. My goal is actually finish this book this year. I also have a countdown calendar to create, but these were all marker and gel pen. I like the mummy a lot. I like her a lot. I love that I did him pink and blue. I just, sometimes you look at a picture and you're like, I just can't do the expected colors. I've got to do something different, like these pastel pumpkins. This is my blue tiffle picture, all in blues. I really like how this one, the background with the purples and the blues did. I like my little demon. My story here is she's taking the devil's little rabbit out, and she's wanting to leave his little devil poo there, but like he spies on her with the pumpkin or something. I don't know. I actually did some blending on this one with markers, and it turned out really nice. It's probably the best looking of them all. I don't know what I was doing here. I did a little bit of blending with the markers, and the rest of the picture I'm like, meh. Like how she turned out. I also was trying to color as fire in all different colors, as you can see, because I just didn't want to do it all orange. I started on 16, and that was the day. I hit my limit. So here's a few. Of course, they're all black background, most, somewhat. So this year, I'm hoping to finish it. Tiny cats. These are adorable. I love these in little frog costumes. That's what I need. I have a couple of cat costumes books where, like, the guy dressed as firemen or ballerinas or stuff. What I want is a book, and I have a couple of them that have the idea where the cats are in, this almost looks like the cats are in a cat costume. Like, maybe that's something else. But, like, they're wearing little frog heads, or they're in little cow costumes or pig costumes. Like, I've seen those here and there in other books, and I think they're just the cutest thing. Like this, where he's looks like a little axolotl, what the heck? Axolotl mask. I love this picture. I think this is the one I've wanted to do for a while, because it kind of makes me think of, like, my cats that have passed away, and they're up in heaven on like a celestial cat tree. I don't know. It kind of made me think of that. So, do love my tiny cats. Witches, sensing a theme here. Now, again, I don't normally like coloring people, but the people that Coco Wyatt, like the artists, draw, I love. And I love witches. So, it's a stellar combo for me. Plus, you have like the full face witches, but then you also have like a side profile. You have them in some different looks. Like you got like a full body here. I love this picture with the owl and the cat. Maybe that's like why I like witches so much, because they're so drawn to the animals that I'm drawn to, like owls and cats. Then we have modern witches. Geez, Michelle, you sure like witches. I just thought these were fun. I can totally see this girl out in the woods behind my house, probably doing naked fire dances, which I'm sure some of my neighbors would love. This one was a fun grab. OMG cats. Just this dude and the way his life is surrounded by cats. Like, when I had 11, they weren't quite all this close to each other, but man, it felt this way sometimes. And I just thought these were really adorable and fun. With all of them, like, hanging out with them. It really feels like that sometimes. Even with just, now 5. Even with 5, it can feel that way. Cutie cats? I don't see this one much. But I think these are gorgeous. I love his little, like, dragon spikes on his sweater. It's just the cutest darn thing. This one, I wouldn't say I love every single picture, but I like most of them. So, and Galaxy Queen, which might be one of my favorite Coco Wyatt books I've seen. I think other people agree on this one. This is the drawings, the art in this with the black background. Again, I'm not big on coloring people or portraits, but these are just gorgeous. The composition, the art, the different looks, the kind of darker line, thicker line art to it. I just love them. I think they're stunning. I'm okay. I'm okay with the third eye. It's just when we start doing a lot more eyes is when I start getting a little wigged out. Oh, 2 more Coco Wyatt books. Double Trouble, which I think's so cute. Mostly the animals. I love the little animals and gnomes and stuff together. The other pages are alright, but I like this one. Oh, I love it. Love it. Jeez. That's mostly what I bought this for. I like the other pictures okay, but it's like, I do love the 2 little mittens together. But like the little swans together, little owls, I just think these pictures are super cute. The 2 cacti together, very cute. Alright, oh, one more. Life Inside Jar, which is a little weird because the way it's kind of staple bound instead of this glue bound cover. I thought it was just a printer issue, which I had a print issue anyway with my book, so I reordered it thinking it was just put together weird. And this one was a little better in that you get a slight line at the top, but like the other one, it was really cut off at the top. And that one's got a weird crease. Again, just like the scenes in the jars a lot. I'm not real good at coloring glass, but yeah, it's just weird how this book feels like it was kind of poorly bound and put together. But I still like the images enough, and this one they're not cut off, so I'm pretty okay with that. Alright. Wow, that was a lot of books, and I mean, I'm destashing some. So I have 2 from Melipomene C. Not even gonna try and mess that up. We have 2 from her. I think there's another one. I think it's her. From this artist, I think there's another one coming out this year. It's like a fantasy looking one. So, oh, yep, I'm right. All right. But these are gorgeous. I had the nature mandalas, and I think I ended up destashing that one because I just didn't like that one as much as these other two. I think the nature mandalas I had gotten from like Book Outlet or on sale or something anyway, so I think I gotten it for collection reasons, and then I really got to looking at it. I have a complete page in here. That's what I was looking for. So this is all Inktense, and there's a little bit of wavy paper, but overall, it's not bad. I used Inktense. This was a tutorial. I think it was Coloring with Kirsty. I think's her name. She did all this with Inktense and gel pen, and I decided to follow the tutorial, and it turned out really cool looking, and I was like, I need to do more of this, and have I? No. No, I've not. This still turned out really cool. And then we have Enchanted Earth, which is single-sided, which I love. Makes these a lot more, gives you more options, like markers and such. I think I like Circle of Life better, but there's still a bunch of pictures in here that I really like. Yeah, I like that one. Boy, I am being very strict today. Yeah. Again, it was just what was coming up in the flip through part. Yep. Okay. Yep. We're good. All right. Finally, I have books from Joseph Cadenbang, the mythographic books. We have Aviary. I thought it was weird last week. I'm like, where are all my... I know I had some Joseph Cadenbang books, and then I forgot I put them separate. Also, plenty of birds in this one, if I want to color birds. I like that one a lot. And that one. Oops. I like that one. Speaking of other books I don't color much in. Yeah, I think this one is a keeper. I'm kind of half and half on it, but I've destashed a lot today, and I think this sits on the side of keep. Like I said, I'm being harsh today. Magical Earth. I love the flamingo pictures in these. I've noticed I'm really drawn to those in the mythographic series. It seems like regardless of artist, I'm drawn to them. Love that one. That one's pretty. Kind of like the play on the jars and the circles there. I feel like the little Tetrisy blocks here are a little weird. I would have much rather I kind of get it though, like, because he's kind of hooked up to this virtual thing, and so it's like I get it, but I almost wish he had just had the picture instead of the blocks. Boy, I really like that owl picture, and I really like that one I just flipped to. This one. Then we have Voyage. I love that picture. This one really has some stunning like visualizations and fantasy elements. I don't know, I like Magical Earth a lot, but this one's really stunning too. His work is also not super, not, there's some of his books I don't love, but I don't feel like his books are overly complicated either. In that I could, if I ever take the time one of these days to color a mythographic picture, oh, I love this one. Love this one. Shouldn't shock anybody. Um, if I actually ever take the time to color in one of my mythographic books, I feel like in his I could figure out what's what, though it feels overwhelming, and I feel that way in Fabiano Attanasio's books, but in some of the others, not so much. And usually it's the books that, now this is a find and discover, so there are random objects in this book. That was the case with Voyage. Wait a minute. Just so y'all know, because some of y'all don't like hidden objects. I don't think Voyage has it. I don't think Magical Earth has it. Nope, because they usually have solutions in the back. Aviary does not have hidden images, but Wild Winter does. So a lot of people don't like the little random objects, but I don't personally mind them. But some people do, so I want to make sure y'all know. Oh goodness, I love that. Not normally big on winter books, but this one I really like. Alright, we're kind of at where I normally end up stopping. I think this is a good stopping point. Um, so we are starting next with the Color It books, and then going into Crayola, probably Coloring Heaven collection after that, and then maybe partially Creative Haven, and then we'll do some more Creative Haven. I bet I'm going to be doing some destashing in Creative Haven, just because I love their books, but I just haven't been coloring that much in them at all. I don't know. We'll see. But that'll be what we're covering in the next collection, which will probably be next weekend sometime. If I don't skip next week and then go to the next week after that. So we'll have to see. But yeah, so there's that schedule. So that's it for the coloring book collection portion of this. I know you guys are really enjoying this, and honestly this has been a huge help for me too. I've destashed a lot, but this has really given me a good chance to look at what I have and destash some more, which can never hurt. Even though thankfully my intake of books has went down, anything to pare down my collection to what I'm really going to color in is super helpful. So like doing this has helped me with that. It's also helped me because I haven't been able to color very much since like December because of work issues and life issues. It's giving me a chance to get inspired to color looking at these. Like I always feel like now I want to color. Some days I feel so tired and overwhelmed, but like if I get a chance to look at my books or watch somebody's video finally and see other pages and other books, I get inspired to want to color. So that's been a huge help too. And like I said, just reinforcing what I have is also influencing like my buying. So it's always helpful to go through your collection. I always recommend doing so. Um, some books are hard to part with, but just in reality, like I said, any book that has cats in it, no matter whether I'm ever going to color it or not, are hard for me to get rid of because I love all cats. But it does help keep me honest, I guess. And now my problem is just trying to get organized enough to destash these books, um, which I have ideas, but anyway. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying this, and it's also been really helpful to do this during a time where I don't have much time for actual coloring. Um, I can still enjoy the hobby of this channel and still feel like I'm able to tap into this a little bit each week, even if it's just looking at pretty pictures I want to color and just never being able to color them. It's still better than just not looking at my collection at all. So these are really, and these are easy to pull and talk about rather than trying to set up, what I'm going to color with and trying to do voiceovers and recording. I can do these live, and it's just a real, I don't know, these, I think everybody likes these, including me. I love the videos where I color, and I know some of y'all do too, but I think these are videos that everybody enjoys for a lot of different reasons, and this is just real good timing on them right now for sure. So, alright, so that wraps up the coloring book collection portion of this calendar and want to do. I'm going to play with this piece of paper. Actually, I'm going to play with this washi tape. Monday, I'm going to finally show you guys my calendar. It's going to be a very short video. I'm just going to basically recap how March went, what I've got planned for April. I'm doing something a little bit different with my hobby coloring planner because it's just not been working well the past few months, mostly because I haven't had enough to put into it. And we're going to try that and show you guys kind of a recap of how the month went and where I'm at on my goals and stuff. Then Wednesday, I would like to have my Arteza pencil demo, but we're going to see how that goes. And then coloring book collection probably on Friday, and then my Arteza pencil review formally probably on Sunday or Monday. I might even wait and do it the next week. So I'm a little behind. I normally post mine about two weeks after Tammy posts hers, but I've just had to delay it a bit. So, and then there will be a supply and book haul for January through April later this month. That might be the week after next. It's not going to be a ton in it, but I do want to feature those Deborah Muller watercolors I got, the new Delusions shimmer paints I got, and then the Happy Mail I got from Tammy and Chris, which includes the Hotu markers, the metallic pens that Chris got me, and then I got some Faber-Castell pencils from Tammy that I may have to eventually buy the whole set, but we're going to test those out first. So I have a few things to show. I might make that a book and supply haul because it's not going to be super massive. And then hopefully we'll have a completed pages this month. Mostly just coloring book collection, a couple demo pencil reviews, and that. I just don't really have time to develop. There's just some series I would like to start doing that involve like I want to continue the Golden Girls thing. There's a cryptid series I want to do with a specific book, and I just don't have the time right now. So I'm hoping that will change, but for now, I'm just gonna do what I can do. And then at some point, we're going to do something with my D-Stash books. And maybe one of these days I'll do a live stream. Who knows? But there you go. There's that. And then some of y'all really enjoy the kitten updates, so I don't mind to provide them. I'll try to post a couple pictures during this if I can cough them up. So I can't ever remember what I've said and what I haven't, but Beemo's kind of had the house to explore for the past week. There were a couple days during that first week where like I would put her in a room to kind of let them go in her room and her go into like the office or the back part of the house to do what they call scent swapping, where she gets to explore a new area cat free and the rest of the cats then get to explore her space, and everybody's smelling. But I'm trying very hard that cats don't see each other much. You want them to get used to each other's scent first. But there was some visualization between mostly Leroy and Beemo, because Leroy can't stand a door being shut, and so there was some hissing and growling. Then last Friday I tried the baby gates. I did it Thursday night. It was fine. Some hissing and growling, but it was to be expected. Friday morning I left, and then I left the gates up, and last Friday, not this Friday, and Beemo said nope, went over the gates, and so she's kind of had the run of the house since then. I keep her, she is in her room with the door closed at night, overnight, and will be so for until there's absolutely no more growling or hissing or anything, any animosity. She gets in her own space at night where she charges up for her next day of chaos. I usually go in and play with her for an hour in the morning, then let her out, then play with her an hour at night, just her with the gate shut. Sometimes Leroy will come in there and she'll allow it. And then before she officially goes to bed. And that's been a lot on me. That's been 2 hours of what little time I have outside of work. And I'm a very different person than I was like the last time I had a kitten, which was probably 14 years ago. I didn't have my chronic illness issues then. I had a job that had a lot of flexibility in it, and I had the energy, and I was younger. I had the energy and no pain issues and stuff. It was easier to socialize and integrate a kitten. Now it's a lot harder than I thought it would be. I'm dealing with a lot of physical soreness and pain from getting down on the floor, up and down, just even up and down off on the floor with the kitten, going up and down steps. I know that seems like it should be normal activity, but for me and my pain issues, it's not. That's caused some flare-ups. The weather changes caused some flare-ups. So I've not only been mentally strained the last few weeks, it's been a physical thing. But each day there seems to be a little less growling, or at least less distance between all of them before there's growling. She discovered the outside, the screen porch, Wednesday this week, Thursday, and that's been her number one go-to. When she's out of her room, she's probably outside. She's getting to the point she's confidently coming down the stairs, going outside, easily retreating back up to her room if somebody gets too close to her. She is not aggressive. She's not chasing the other cats. If anything, Winry, my oldest cat, the 19-year-old with the heart murmur, is chasing her, which I told my husband last night, at least it's not the other way around. And We had some luck with keeping a baby gate at the base of the stairs so that she could get over it, but the others couldn't until we found that Leroy can scale it and so can Winry, and it's kind of like, okay, what's the point? So we took that down. Um, this morning, though, I let her out, and she's went back upstairs when she needs to. Winry's kind of stalked her a few times, and there's been a few little dust ups, but honestly, loads better than it was a week ago. There's been no there's not been a single just all out and out fight, which is obviously the number one thing you want to prevent. Um, her and Winry are both very loud and dramatic, so they make it sound like it's a big deal, but they're really like not even touching each other. They're just swatting and yelling at each other. They make it sound like it's worse than it is, but they're not actually getting into it or anything. But I'm still trying to limit that as well. Been a couple times Winry's kind of followed her when she runs off, almost like she's stalking her. But the couple times I've seen her do it and I've been there to watch, she's not trying to attack her or not trying to do anything. She's just watching her. She also knows she's not supposed to because she sees me and then she slinks off. Like, she's learned. Winry's smart. Beemo's smart, but Winry's smart too. And she knows she's not supposed to. So, right now, I think Beemo's upstairs asleep. Everybody else is downstairs asleep. And gates are open. Stairs are open. And it's peaceful. This is the most peaceful it's been in 2.5 weeks. And it feels really good. So, no, she's not going to have... We are here all the time. She's not going to be left alone with the others, even at night, until I 100% know for sure they are perfectly fine together. And it might take a while, but that's okay. She is getting into, because she's so small, she's getting in the spaces that I didn't have to worry about before. Because this is a house that needs some cosmetic work done. We've done a lot of structural work to it, but we just haven't had a chance to do the cosmetic stuff because it requires so much upheaval of our lives because we work from home and the cats. A lot of projects have just simply been put off because we can't coordinate it with everything and having to move large amounts of furniture and stuff. So there are little spots, because it's a 100-year-old house, little nooks and crannies that she can squeeze into. And it's funny because all the other kittens I've had in this house, none of them have ever tried some of this stuff. And she has. Like, she tried to get down behind this paneling that covers a couple wall studs. Like, tried to get in between the wall studs. And I was like, how? I don't even know 100% she could fit back there. But she was up in the top of the closet and I couldn't see. And so now we're having to figure out how to block that just in case. Because otherwise we might have to cut her out of the wall. She is just trouble. She is chaos personified. She is moody. Unless she's completely comfortable, like in her room. She wants pets, but she doesn't. She, like, you pet her, she kind of whines and does that little grumble. If you keep petting her, she might even like hiss at you or whatever. She's not comfortable even around me and my husband 100% yet. So she's even moody towards us, which I'm not used to in a cat. Really the only one I've ever had like that is Bagheera. And he was like born from a long line of ferals, and my vet always said that like genetically he's always going to be a skittish cat, and he has been. Even though he's never known anything but a life of luxury since he was 6 weeks old. But like he was hard to catch. He was very skittish, but like once you got him and picked him up, he was fine. He never growled and hissed and swiped and he didn't. None of my kittens ever did. But she's a little bit older, and I think because she was in that heat cycle, her hormones are still causing her to be moody, which, you know what, I don't fault her for. I mean, as a girl who has PMS issues, I completely get it. Like, I know what that's like. I'm not faulting her for being moody. And she's come a long way in 2 weeks. Like, I don't think she was socialized properly, and I'm glad she showed up when she did, because had she been a little older, once they get to be a year or two, it's really hard to get them to change their behavior. You can, it just takes a lot longer. So fortunately at her age of about 7, 8 months, she still has a little bit of flexibility in her to, I think, grow to tolerate the other cats and to not be moody all the time. She's still going to be a piece of work. I mean, she's just a moody bitch. I think she always will be. It's just her personality. But um, I think as she gets comfortable over time, and I've seen it in her room, she gets a lot more flexible. She's definitely not a lovey lap cat. Kittens generally never are that fall into my hands. I am the home for wayward cats that generally tend to be ones that either couldn't be adopted or wouldn't be an ideal adoptee for, like her. She wouldn't do well with young kids because of her attitude issues. I don't think she would do well in a multi-cat household unless she had somebody with a lot of patience. And because she's not a lovey lap cat, she would need somebody that's willing to put up with her attitudes, her tortitude, as you put it. You need somebody to be really willing to work with her socialization issues. And so, because of that, I'm trying to see if she will work in here, because I think it will be very tricky to find her a home that will work with her. And plus, just I'm not feeling all that trusting of people right now, and I just don't think. I think people would be like, "Oh, she's cute, I'll take her," and then she'd come back 2 weeks later. "Oh, she's too much, I can't handle her." Um, so so far so good. We'll see. This is not what I wanted, really, but the universe has a way, as it always does. So hopefully I was able to add in a few pictures so you could see her. And like I said, really, with 2 weeks of recovery, she's about 2.5 weeks post spay, with her hormone levels going down, with about a week of gaits. And, well, the gaits are a suggestion, really, to her. And to the other cats. With a week of gate work and looking at seeing the other cats, she's really doing well given her attitude issues. Like, I can't. She still gets wigged out really easily when the others get close to her, but um, two of them don't even care, really. Like, Bagheera is deaf and he can't hear her hissing and growling. He sees her every now and then. He's like, "Oh, look, a new cat." Like, he's got kitty Alzheimer's or something. And he'll walk a little bit towards her, but like, because of his joint issues and his age, he's not going to chase her. He's not that interested in her. She's not food, so he doesn't really care, to be quite honest. As long as she's not eating his food, he doesn't care. And he's not Leroy. She's not Leroy, so his heart's set on Leroy. So, and then Reepicheep, we had her in a carrier yesterday because she had to go back to get her second feline leukemia vaccine, and we had her in a carrier in the kitchen yesterday. She started growling, and we go in there. Reepicheep's a few feet away from the carrier, looking at it like he's never seen her in the past week. I know he's seen her because he's seen her from the steps, and he's normally on the couches looking. I know he's seen her, but I swear, y'all, he was giving us this look like, "Oh, is this a new cat? Like, where'd she come from?" He don't care. I don't even think that he's interacted with her or even looked at her more than just casually across the room. He really does not care. He is more set on crawling into my lap or taking a nap in the window. Like, so I have two cats that don't really care. Leroy, he's been a little moody. I think mostly because he didn't like not having access to that room. He also is jealous of the time I'm giving her. He is also a jealous boy. I've had a couple issues with him peeing in a few places he shouldn't. He is neutered, but he is also very territorial male, And I have Feli away through the house. I have like, I give him plenty of one-on-one attention, but Leroy is like her. I mean, she's like his female counterpart. I'm telling you, like the way she acts, he's not that wiggy like when you're touching him and petting him, but like he does have little chirps that sound very much like whine. Like I don't know, they're very similar in attitude, and that's why I was worried they would butt heads. But really and truly, he has been pretty chill with her. He's mostly just territory, mostly just curious about her, but like he's really not acted like I thought he would. I thought he would just flip out at the idea of another cat entering his space, and he hasn't. He's a little stressed. We're taking it slow, but like really and truly, he's almost been a little bit submissive to her, which has been shocking. So we have him who's just a little too curious about her for her liking, and then Winry, who is also really jealous and does not like this almost carbon copy of her in the house. She is an old lady that does not put up with back talk from the youngsters. And so when they are around each other, and if Beemo just wouldn't growl and hiss, it'd be fine. But of course, Beemo's going to growl and hiss because she's scared. And then Winry gets worked up, and then it turns, not like I said, it's gotten a lot better just in half a week. But sometimes I'm like, Beemo, you do this to yourself. And I know they can't help it. It's just how cats are. But it's just funny to me, like, this wouldn't escalate if you weren't such a drama queen. I think they're just very similar. So I have two cats that are more interested in her than she would like, and then two cats that could care less about her. But she treats them all the same. Like, she sees the other cats across the room, and she hisses and runs off like they've just they've tried to get in her space, and they're just looking at her like, oh, are you new? Like, I don't know. It's just been fun, stressful. There's a lot going on at work too. We've had another round of layoffs happen. We've had some people leave, and struggling to get approvals to backfill positions, and so work has been shuffled and shuffled. It's already a high level, high performance job, and it's just getting very difficult to navigate. So that's one of the reasons I've been so quiet and been struggling with videos and coloring. But trying to do that and juggle a new kitten's just really been a lot. So that is your update. I think from now on there shouldn't be a whole lot of news. I just might share some pictures of her through the house. If there's some breakthroughs with her and the other cats, I will let you know, or of course anything big changes. But for the most part, today feels... We actually celebrated First Contact Day last night for you Trekkies out there. April 5th, 2063 is when Zephyrin Cochrane achieves warp speed. It has his warp drive that gets the Vulcans' attention to make first contact with Earth. And so every year we celebrate what's called First Contact Day, which is April 5th. And we make pierogies, and which I think is his favorite food. Zephyrin Cochrane's, and we watch First Contact, the Star Trek movie with Picard and the Next Generation crew. And so we did that last night, and when I tell you guys, it just felt nice to sit down and watch a movie without juggling the cat toddlers of the house, and without juggling the grown people. Like, I feel like I have to parent both the cats at the house and like grown people at work in some ways. I have to do a lot of hand holding in both ways, and it just felt nice to do something for myself. Like I said, I'm not sitting here saying I know anything of what it's like to be a parent to a child. I had about 4 years of that with my stepson, and to me that was my contribution to society. I don't want kids. I don't want that level of responsibility. I'm not saying I feel even a fraction of what parents feel, but I'm sure it had some shades of similarity. And I think about how exhausted I've been in doing all that level of parenting. And I'm like, I never wanted to do parenting to begin with. So why am I doing all this? But Yeah, I just big props to any parents out there is all I gotta say, because even the little taste I have is too much for me. But all right, I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Like I said, should be back with a planner video. I might do it tomorrow night. I might do it Monday. I don't know. Maybe Monday. I usually give a couple nights between videos. So, and I've talked a lot on this one. So, all right, guys, y'all take care. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.